So in Doctrine and Covenants, section 88, there's several verses that refer to a solemn assembly or a kind of a reverent gathering. So, for example, let's go to verse 70. It says, tarry ye in this place, and call a solemn assembly, even of those who are the first laborers in this last kingdom. Also in verse 74, it says, and I give unto you who are the first laborers in this last kingdom a commandment, that you assemble yourselves together and organize yourselves and prepare yourselves and sanctify yourselves, purify your hearts, and cleanse your hands and feet before me, that I may make you clean. So the assembling yourselves together, so you're making an assembly, a group, and you have to be prepared, you have to be purified for it. Also in verse 117, it talks about, it says, therefore verily I say unto you, my friends, call your solemn assembly as I have commanded you. So God wants them to gather together reverently. And he talks a little bit about what the reverence is. So for example, in verse 121 it says, therefore cease from all your light speeches, from all laughter, from your lustful desires, from all your pride and light-mindedness, and from all your wicked doings. He wants people to purify themselves. And now historically, this section was considered a commandment to create the Kirtland Temple, to start temple building. So you see that a little bit in verses 119 and 120, the organize yourselves, prepare every needful thing, and establish a house, even a house of prayer, a house of fasting, a house of faith, a house of learning, a house of glory, a house of order, a house of God. So the idea that they're building a temple, they're building some place to gather reverently. And also the idea that this was also the impetus for the school of the prophets, a place where they would learn the gospel in a sacred atmosphere among people who have prepared themselves spiritually to learn it. And I think that that's just an interesting concept. It's a concept that you need to prepare yourself for knowledge, that you need to be reverent for knowledge. So I think that that's good. And I think that going to the temple gets at that. So in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have to go testify that we are living certain standards, right? That we've prepared ourselves. Sorry, my daughter is making some noises. Hi. Anyways, we have to get a recommend where we've talked to a church leader and said that we're living by certain commandments. We go and and in the temple, when we meet together with other people, they do talk about being reverent, to whisper. There's a lot of emphasis on reverence and solemnity in the temple, and part of that is because of this revelation, just that we should meet together reverently to learn the will of the Lord.